Fonzarelli.
Swing the chain. Hey, what's going on, guys? Dealer back again with yet another Real Deal Xbox podcast with a phenomenal panel, a phenomenal guest, and of course, some great topics. The best chat in the universe. And of course, again, guys, thank you for joining us every single Tuesday. We're here doing this thing. Let me catch this before it pops up. Every single Tuesday, we're here having a blast, guys. Today's footage, Rise, Son of Rome. Absolutely blown away by how good this game looks to this day. Shut up, Fonzarelli! Thanks for everyone joining us, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button, share it out for us, helps out a little bit. We do appreciate it. Let's get into some introductions, and then we'll get into some shout-outs and, get into the topics. So, Cody Eastwood, how you been, buddy?
Good. First one in the
And
podcast.
let me make sure everyone can hear everyone this week, by the way, while you're doing this.
We didn't do a check, mic check.
All right. So, go ahead and talk.
Yeah, doing pretty good. Just
all right,
kind of hanging out here, staying at home, and never going anywhere. It's great.
D-Batch, how about you? Last time we talked about you going out, you said you felt like you were playing Doom in real life. You said you shot like 27 people going to Walmart.
Man, it was pretty crazy. To be honest, my city, thank God, they're getting the numbers down today. I think we had like 180 throughout the whole city, like new cases. So things are starting to open up. So it's getting a little bit better. I am getting outside a little bit. I've been flying my drone. I haven't been playing games as much. So yeah.
You better not be doing nothing creepy with that drone, boy.
Yeah, man, I fucking love it. Let me tell you, man, I know we're a video game show, but if you want a drone, DJI make the best drones. And if you want a cheap, affordable drone that does a lot of the things that you want it to do, the Mavic Mini is like $199. It's like nothing, man. It's a great drone, man.
He's a paid shield. Shout out to Mr. Leaks. He says, thanks for the follow back on Twitter, Heart. Oh, no problem. Your name is Mr. Leaks. I'm just hanging around seeing what's happening. No, I do. Yeah, no problem, buddy. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat, all the channel members, etc. Already almost 600 people watching as we do some introductions. D-Batch, again, man, great to have you. You're a phenomenal panel, good friend. Fonzarelli, how you been, buddy? You little bitch making videos again. Look at you go.
Yeah. Making videos again, and it feels good, right? It feels good to make videos out there.
15,000 views.
What's your last
more
one
than
up
that,
to
Colt,
already?
But, no, it's over 1,000, but that's beside the point. I'm here to talk about all this stuff that we're going to talk about today, and I'm just glad that we've got King David on the show today.
Yeah,
very happy to have him.
We'll get to King David. We've also got Zauker87. Hi, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? Doing good. Excited for the show today.
Can you try that again? You sound like a fucking okay, yeah. So you're excited? We're gonna have a good show, Zauker?
Yeah. I can't wait. David's on here. It's awesome. King David's the shit. People don't know that yet. And look at the Mario in the back. Never mind.
What do you mean people don't know that? Of course they know that. It's King David.
I mean,
King David.
not that Mario.
Enough with Zauker. We're done with Zauker. King David. How have you been, sir? Welcome back to the Real Deal Xbox podcast. We're happy to have you every time. Last time you were here, you were doing burnouts on the interstate in the Corvette on the way back from E3, I think, and maybe you've been back since, but it's good to have you, brother.
I am so happy to be here. I told you I was coming. I was definitely going to be here. I made sure that I went and got my little nap because I was up all morning. Couldn't sleep.
Oh, man. You took a little baby-ass nap ready for the...
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hell yeah.
Hey, well, again, man, absolutely, you're one of my favorite panel members on any show. Iron Lord is one of the best podcasts around. I really enjoy it, so you guys are awesome. Emmanuel K, by the way, new channel member, thank you so much. Gamebred, by the way, says another RDX already? Question mark. It has been a damn week already, Gamebred. Thank you. Big hype for the King being on the show this week. And, of course, we've got Kent Demigilo. DJ, not even going to try. Next Gen, getting me hyped. Can't wait for Xbox's July event. You should be hyped. Some good stuff coming.
Me too.
We'll add that into the topics as well. And then we got JR Poll, who says, can you please talk about the Dirt 5 developer interview? We may get into that, actually. So, again, we got a ton of great topics, guys. I can't keep up with these. Yosemite, all hail the King. Hey, shout out to you. And, again, guys, we got a ton of great topics. Hit that like button, share it out. If you haven't already, guys, we do appreciate it as I stall long enough to get to the tab I'm looking for. Shout-outs to the patron shout-out tier. All patrons up in the scroll above. Shout-out tier goes as follows. If you want to join, link down below. Shout-out to everyone that's in there that, this list updates around the 5th of every month. Snake Eyes, Assassin Lupa, Alligamer4, Frost did that shit. Tony Stark, RDX, he's a moderator of the RDX Discord, which you can have access to as a member or a patron. It's kind of a private thing. We try to keep, all the bullshit out, so that's why it's kind of a private thing. KY Bob, Foreign Object, We got Gabqueeze, Teo, John Blue, Vecballs, Deviator X, Obi-Wan, FTW, Scott Trooper 74, Real Deal Neil, Suicide King, Tasteless Genie, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cavilla, The Legend, Chanagram, Naughty Nubbin, Alfonso Hogan, A Squad, Slim 73. Thank you guys for what you do. You're the best in the universe.
Pennington.
Hey, Fonz,
What's up?
and I know we're gonna disagree on these things. Okay, there's differing opinions on this PS5 console reveal and this event that happened recently.
No.
I just ask that everybody keep their little baby ass 3-inch long swords in their pockets and let's not go to war over this. Okay, so PS5 console reveal. They had an event. They talked about some games. They showed some games. They showed the console, which is
We're
fucking
gonna stab each other.
the world's smallest sword fight. They showed the world's largest console, and there's some issues. There's some issues with this event, but if you watch my video, I made a ton of jokes at the expense of fucking box snacks. A ton of jokes at the expense of certain games and stuff, but overall, I thought it was a pretty decent event that showed some good looking software. While you might disagree, I actually want to get some positive takes on it first, and I'll come to you and King David on
Let's
it.
go.
And, blah, blah, blah. So Cold Eastwood PS5 reveal, they showed off Spider-Man, which is, it's a standalone DLC. They pretty much all but confirmed it's not a full size of a full game, but it's not super short, and you can purchase it by itself. They showed off Horizon Zero Dawn. They showed off Ratchet and Clank, Gran Turismo. Colt, what were your kind of takeaways from Sonos software? I mean, was any of it next-gen looking, or did the 1080p 30 5 megs per second help on the stream, or whatever the hell it was?
No, that doesn't matter. I went back and rewatched all of the final renders. A lot of them were 30 frames. Very few were 4K. None were 4K 60.
You think that's how the games will run, or is that like just their upload?
I don't know. Like I was just asking the chat when we started up, do you guys think that Spider-Man Miles Morales will run at 60 frames on the PS5?
Nope.
Why?
I
don't know.
It's
kinda
Because it
weird.
won't.
Yeah,
They're
they said
focusing on
cinematic.
everything.
Yeah.
Trash.
So my takeaway from the event, it was very much like the really good Xbox events. Had a couple of cool things. Like they started off really good and they ended really, really great with Horizon Zero Dawn. And the middle was just like, oh, I'm kind of like drifting off. I don't
Why
really
do
have
they
a
do that,
problem.
Colt? Why do they do that
Well,
every time?
I don't really have a problem with the cartoony games because there's more cartoony games, realistic games in the world. It's just how it is. What developers make more often than not. But it slowed down the pacing. I thought the full presentation was really well done, really classy, really top grade. And the Spider-Man thing's cool. I'm just a little weirded out that that's not going to be available on PS4, which I'm assuming. But
So-
it was a good show.
What'd you think of bug snacks?
Oh man, I had a good laugh. But like there were some cool games, like the Kena game, Bridges of some Madison
Yeah.
County or whatever it's called. That was that's for Fonz. He's old like me. That's a pretty cool looking game, even though it doesn't look like super impressive. Like there are just some games that looked really interesting, even though they may look pedestrian as far as graphics. But
Let me give a shout out to
don't
Nano.
get me excited. It's not like the big next gen thing, but I'll just end my statement. Like I'm tired of people saying that doesn't look next gen when most of these developers that make multiplats, they make stuff for huge, powerful PCs and consoles. Like they're not always worried about what's next gen. They're always looking at the next time they step in the studio to make a game, they want to make something better than they've ever made before. That's what developers do.
That, and you're bridging the gap between true PC and, I mean, the Xbox One X look like PC on 60 FPS titles. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, yeah.
you just got to understand that you're not going to go from the 360, a 720p machine that often ran much lower than that and had half a gig of RAM, to Rise Son of Rome. Like that kind of a leap is very, very hard to achieve again. But not only that, but you're going to have plenty of games that really look next gen. You just can't really judge it on a stream like that. Like Ghost of Tsushima, whatever, is going to look really good, but the stream looked like trash. It made the game look horrible. It's just how it is, guys. So you're going to have to wait. And remember that Xbox, who knows what they'll show that really looks next gen, quote unquote, because of their stream. We just got to hold off and see. But I want to give a shout out to Nano real quick, who says, here's to all my favorite guys and gals during the phenomenal panel, phenomenal guest, phenomenal chat, only on the phenomenal and #1 Xbox podcast, the Real Deal Xbox podcast. Thank you so much, Dar's Knight. He's got a big one here.
Also,
Yes,
go ahead.
Fonz?
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I was
Dar's
going
Knight.
to ask you about something.
Dar's Knight says, love seeing King David on the show this week. Speaking of kings, oh my God, crumpets are the king of breakfast food. No argument. Yeah, crumpets are trash, Darsh. We both
I'll
know
know
that.
when I see him, Darsh. I'll know when I see
Chat,
him.
let us know if you like crumpets or not. 1,300 people watching live already. Hit that like button, share this out for us. If you happen to give a fuck, we would appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. You make us what we are. And again, Colt, well said. You know, games are games, and it's obvious based off the games you've seen on PS4 today that look phenomenal that you can't really judge this stuff off a stream, right? So again, I expect these things to look great. I expect to hear more about 60 FPS modes, and you'll see these games at higher resolutions than 1080p. People are really underplaying PS5's power, and I don't need people doing the same thing to the Xbox Series X, like some idiots on Twitter today talking about how it's not even as quick as a 2080, when you've clearly already been crushed by Digital Foundry on that one. So, D-Batch, your thoughts here. Horizon Zero Dawn, I thought the detail there was really good in the world and all the AI and creatures.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn looked good. First, I want to talk about the stream. I have no idea. Like, we talked about it before they actually did the stream that they were going to do at 1080p 30. And I just don't understand the reasoning behind it, because when I saw the initial show at 1080p 30, it like a lot of the shit, the details were gone. You know, when the action started getting fast and furious, like it was choppy. And I was livid, to be honest with you. But when I watched the uploads of the games at 4K, the quality was so much better. I had to actually do a video to put all those trailers in there, because it was like night and day. It actually changed a lot of my opinion on the show. Now, a lot of the games that they showed I thought were good. Like Kenya really impressed me.
Bugsnax.
Horizon Zero Dawn, fuck, man, that looked really impressive, especially under the water.
People don't think that's like indicative though of how the game looks. It's like, you guys understand that's like real in-engine stuff right there.
Yeah. It's in-engine. It's gonna have to wait to see how the actual game turns out. But the one disappointing thing was the 30 frames per second. A lot of the games were 30 frames per second.
What is with that, D-Batch? What's going on?
I have no
That's PlayStation.
You know what? I'm just gonna be real frank, and I know some people are gonna get really upset with me, but I'm just gonna say it like how I see it. Console gamers have been stuck at 30 frames per second for so long that it's just become the fucking norm.
Preach.
And they're just fucking used to it. And
preach.
And I said in my video, until you play, like, I understand some of them don't know the difference until they play 60 frames per second, and then you see the fucking difference. But these consoles are capable of 60 frames per second, at least having a mode that's doing 60 frames per second. If they want to do fucking 30 frames per second, all the bells and whistles, I don't care. Put a 60 frames per second mode, everybody's happy. But the console guys are so fucking complacent. 30 frames per second, and oh, the game looks pretty. No, demand more. You have next
that's not
generation.
even the full problem, D. There's a developer.
Demand more.
There's a developer, and I'll let Fawn speak on this more in a minute. But Colton and Fawns are talking to a developer behind, what was it, Ratchet or somebody, and they said that basically they opted for 30 FPS on Ratchet and Clank, the new one, because they wanted to ramp up the animations and all this crap, right? And I'm thinking, what the fuck? You have 16 threads of Zen 2. You do not have anywhere near the animations to max out a CPU of that caliber. Then you think about it really in terms of the technical sense. That means that they've had to ramp the clocks up on the CPU, if what he's saying is true, which I don't believe it. That means they've had to ramp the CPU clocks up, meaning that Ratchet and Clank isn't running on a 10 teraflop GPU if that's the case, because they have to underclock the GPU anytime they need more from the CPU. He's saying that they left it at 30 because they didn't have enough overhead because of all the animations and all the crap they had going on. I just don't believe it. I think they tied physics to the frame.
I'll tell you what he said.
Go ahead.
He said you're not getting Pixar quality visuals.
Who is?
At 60 FPS. So you ramp up the visuals and the animations at 30 so you can get the look that you want.
But what did he say about the animations, though?
He's saying we'd rather look better at 30 than play better at 60.
But he said they left it at 30 so they could get the animations up and all this crap.
Okay, but I honestly tell you, listen, that's fine. If the developer wants his game to have all those animations 30 frames, I'm not fucking against that. Then give us a dynamic resolution fucking mode, or give us fucking 1440p 60 frames per second. At least put a 60 frames per second mode. Let me have the option. If I want to fucking play your game at 30 frames per second, I can. If I want to play it at 60, I can. It's so frustrating. On PC, I can play how the hell I want. If I want to play it 30 frames per second, I can. I don't know why I would, but if I want to play it 60 frames per second, or say I want to play it at 120 frames per second, I have all the different options. Now, I understand on console, you're not going to let us do all the fucking toggles, but Have a performance mode.
I'm
have
playing
a
Bug
high
Snacks
resolution
instead.
mode, a quality mode, and a fucking performance
Yeah.
mode.
D-Bat,
It's not
is
that
Horizon
hard.
Zero Dawn going to be 30 frames for Forbidden
That's what they
West?
said so far.
Well,
Yeah.
I need that developer that told you Assassin's
when
Creed was
those
60 to
games
come
come
up and
out,
start talking.
I talked to a totally different guy, and it was a guy who was an engineer for the PS5, by the way. And he told me straight up that he'd rather see games take advantage of the graphics than go anywhere near 60 frames per second. Like, that was his take. And he says there's a lot of other developers that feel that same way too. So look out for that Sony side to be looking at 30 frames per second on their first party games. I do believe, though, however, and we've talked behind the scenes, me and that guy, and we both believe that there will be some performance modes for some of the games that, like, there were this gen. God of War had a performance mode. I should expect that in the next one. Hopefully it's there, because like D says, there's no reason why they can't do a 1440p mode, lower those shadows a bit or whatever else they got to do just to get it to that steady 60 frames per second. These consoles are more than capable of producing frames, with that kind of fidelity.
I'm sick of
So,
people
it
acting
doesn't
like they
make
know what
sense.
teraflops are. Wilmy Hood said, "Who did that for you?" Thank you so much, sir. We got a bunch of super chats here, but King, I want King's take on this real quick, and we'll come back to Zalker and whoever the fuck else didn't get to talk. Rand is in the chat as well. Rand, if you want to join, feel free. But Spider-Man says, RDX rules, please be nice to Zalker. Ask Zalker to play Xbox. I'm just kidding. Calm down, Zalker. King, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Zalker?
I thought you were going to go to King.
I meant King.
Yeah, you meant King.
Yeah, go ahead, King.
Yeah,
Go ahead, King. I got you.
what was my thoughts of the show? Okay, so
your thoughts on like the way they're handling performance, and when PS5 has got all this power, they're talking about this state-of-the-art architecture. It's so easy to develop for, blah blah blah, and boom, 30 FPS.
All right, okay. So you got to look at it this way, right? We got the Xbox One X right now, right? And some of the games you got 4K native, 30 frames per second. So this is something that we already achieved. That they're moving on. They're going forward. They're doing that. The PlayStation Pro didn't achieve all that, right? So they're trying to get to 4K, 30 frames per second. They will achieve that now.
You're saying they're trying to catch up to the X still,
right? They are an Xbox One X right now. This is exactly what you're getting. You're getting a big fat Xbox One X, a big nice white tower Xbox One X that can actually give you the fidelity that you were looking for that you didn't get in the Pro. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You're actually going to get that 4K. And I think that's a good thing. I don't think it's really a bad thing for them, right? Because a lot of the televisions that they're going to be working on can't take advantage of that 60 frames per second, can't take advantage of that 120 frames per second.
What kind of 7-inch bezels you got, King? What the fuck?
Well, it's different levels to it, right? It's different levels to this stuff. And if they're not complaining about the fact that they're not getting 60 frames per second, we would complain about it, but they're not complaining about it. And I don't know why you're worrying about it, D-Batch. Most of those games is coming to PC anyway.
Honestly, because the console guys, for too long, they've been like, it's like 3 fucking generations. They've been stuck at 30 frames per second.
Mhm.
And now finally you have a console that is capable of delivering 60 frames per second, and you're still delivering 30. And I think this is going to come to bite them in the ass, because Microsoft talking about 60 frames per second. They're talking about 120.
Dude, they're going to have 120 FPS on a lot of games.
We're seeing fucking 30 frames per second.
It doesn't matter though, bro. It doesn't matter, because even during 2017 with Xbox One X, all people talked about was fucking resolution. So that's what they're going to get, man. They're going to get resolution, animation, the way it looks. That's what console people wanted.
Zach is taking his vitamins today.
No, I'm just saying,
ready.
like I get it. Like, you guys want performance and all that. So do I. Like, it sucks, but that's what everybody demanded. That's what everybody talked about. That's all Phil Spencer and all those executives at Sony and Xbox heard. Xbox hopefully is like going to be a little better and make a lot of their first party, if not all their first party, 60 frames and higher.
All be 60.
But that's the point is that third party developers, they got torn apart not because of performance. They got torn apart because look at that downgrade on that graphics. Look at that.
Let's compare this.
Let's do a side by side on resolution. So that's what they know. That's what they know sells. And that's what everybody talks about, is how a game fucking looks. And that's it. So that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to be the standard.
And you don't,
yeah,
Zocker, you don't
I
think
disagree
you
with
don't
you,
think
Thor.
for a minute that 60 frames per second doesn't give you a visual boost as well? Because I believe
I think
it
60
does.
frames per second should be the damn standard, Fonz, because it looks amazing, it feels amazing, it runs amazing. But that's
Exactly.
not
And-
what a lot of. But I'm a hardcore.
And that's the thing. It doesn't need to be the standard, but it needs to be
An option.
There needs to be at least a performance mode there. It needs to be an option for sure.
Bonds, though, it feels better. See, this is
Yes,
what they're trying to
of
do.
course it
You
does.
can't get a feeling through a television. You understand?
You know
Like
who
you
said
can't.
that though? King?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Didn't Phil Spencer just say something about Phil? Like he did a whole
Yes.
thing about how the games will feel. And does Jedi Fallen Order look ugly in the performance mode?
No.
Absolutely
Hey,
not.
Colt, tell me how many Sony guys are switching over to Xbox because Xbox are prioritizing 60 and 120 FPS, and Sony are like, fuck it.
There's 3 at least.
At least 3 guys.
Three.
Confirmed.
At least
you know,
three.
Microsoft is doing a whole bunch of things around input lag, reducing that input lag. So those 60 frames, you can actually take advantage of those. It's different philosophies, right? You got one person that's talking about cinematic modes. You're talking about single player cinematic modes where they feel that they don't need 60 frames per second, that they can go all right with 30 frames with a higher fidelity in the graphics at 4K.
Trash.
So that's what they want to do. They want to be secluded in the closet, alone, playing their game in the dark, and it's fine. It's not going to be any multiplayer stuff. Nothing's going on there. We know this stuff, but at the same time, they are achieving something that they couldn't achieve in one generation. They just want to check off that box. That's all they want to do. Check that box.
King. Speaking of checking that box, let me check that box. Raul became a channel member. Shout out to you, buddy. We got a bunch of different super chats as well. Horse Seat. Shout out to you, buddy. As well as somebody saying, preach it, D-back batch. Emmanuel K, shout out to you, buddy. And while you guys are waiting for me to find another one here, there's another one.
Well,
Rise Son of Rome. Look at this footage, guys. Like, this game is from 2013. It is 7 years old, and it looks insane. And that's over a low bitrate stream. Like, I would dare put this game in the same category as a lot of games you still see today, honestly. Like, when you see this in person. I mean, Fonz, would you... I mean, I know it's weird. But what if they went back and enhanced something like Rise Son of Rome and just brought the PC version to Series X? Like, would you bother playing something this old? I mean, even though you've maybe messed with it already?
Yeah. Why not?
It looks
somebody
incredible
told me
on
that
PC.
the other day. Like, why? Because I said that, some games will be able to be, enhanced and stuff on the Series X. And they're like, well, why would you want to play old games? And I'm like, well, why not? Like, if I love a game and I want to go back to a game, why wouldn't I want to play it in an enhanced mode? Why would I say no to that? Like, it's a no-brainer. So
it's easy to see, right? Like, it's easy to see. Like, this game looks amazing. One, I love Rise, but also I think what was missing from this Sony show, was they didn't talk about backwards compatibility again. They didn't bring it up at all. They fucking were just like, never mind.
Well, actually, they kind of did those, Zocker.
I mean,
they said that they're moving
like
forward
Xbox.
and they believe in generations, and they're basically giving a middle finger to. I want to
go more into that generations thing here in a second. But your mom in a can 12 says finally played Dying Light at 1080p 60 FPS on RX 580 for the first time. Blew my mind compared to the console versions, guys. Yeah, like that's the reason performance is going to be king there, because it's kind of crazy. Then we got JT Harris as well saying that Microsoft have Sony right where they want them. We already did 4K native. He's going with the King David. Yeah, he says 4K 60 FPS. So please, Microsoft, you must push the fact that Xbox Series X will be at least 4K 60 FPS. Yes, I mean, you got a good point there. They should be doing things. And why do you think they're talking about smart delivery, which we will talk about later? Like, they're marketing something we've already had for years on Xbox, because they know that Sony are not doing that so much. But what was it that we were just talking about, Fonz?
Can I bring up bring up what I thought of the Sony show?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, I look at it this way. I am the type of person who I mean, gaming is a selfish hobby, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, I care about myself when it comes to these games, and I care about myself when it comes to these shows. So when I watch this show, I'm looking for something to really surprise me or wow me in some way. And there was literally nothing at Sony's show that wowed me outside of the console reveal itself.
What would they have needed to wow you? Like,
okay, here's the thing. It was expected that we were going to see Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, I was fine with that.
So you needed
I was expecting gameplay. I was expecting gameplay. I wanted to see some gameplay from Horizon Zero Dawn. That would have saved it for me. For me, showing the cinematics and stuff, doesn't do anything for me, because like those guys will tell you when they did the same thing for Hellblade 2, that doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It's not gameplay. Okay. Same thing applies, but that energy over there doesn't work the same way.
Bro,
you
we
know,
got so many people in the chat. So many
move.
people in the chat and the super chat saying, "Hey, it's 2020. 60 FPS should be the standard," and that's why I'm glad I'm on the Microsoft camp, because they have come out and talked about the feel of games, how games will react, respond, latency, not only 60 FPS, but 120 FPS. And you'll see that on both of their consoles. Like, you guys are absolutely right in the chat.
And so with this show anyway, they showed a bunch of games that I would never play in a million years, don't care for. And there was at least 50 minutes of gameplay that I will never touch. Okay, never. Little strawberry with googly eyes running around. Never going to play that game. Right?
You don't want to play as a strawberry in the grass, bitch?
So they showed a couple of games that I was interested in. Okay, Great Value Mass Effect was one of them. And the other one was Project Athia. Come to find out, they're multiplats anyway. Timed multiplats. Who cares?
Well, I think
I'll be able to play that on anything else.
You're going to see 60 FPS games a lot on PS5. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I guarantee we're going to see performance modes for sure on both consoles. But I'm just, when it comes to this show, I just thought it was very mediocre for me. And if I look at it objectively, even as just a show for everybody, even a PlayStation fan, I don't see why you're hyping up this show so much. The best of show was Ratchet and Clank and what they showed, what it could do with the SSD and stuff. And even that wasn't super impressive. Yeah. It was impressive, but it was just like, okay.
You know what's impressive, Fonz? You know what's impressive? And I want to throw it to Colt and Zucker. And if D wants to jump in eventually, we got 2,200 plus people watching already, guys. So if you haven't already, hit that like button.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Colt cutting out. Thank God that cut out just there, because that would have blew your face. We got almost 2,300 people watching live, guys. Already hit that like button, share us out if you can, help us out a little bit, post us to a forum, show us to your grandma. Thank you very much. Hit that like button. We do appreciate it. Subscribe, all that good stuff. As we continue our discussion on next generation consoles, there are too many people out there talking about this that don't even know what the fuck a piece of RAM looks like. And you know what? We happen to have the knowledge and the information here to give you a good idea of what you should expect. But really, developers are ultimately the only thing that can decide if something runs at 30 FPS on either of these consoles.
Yes, quick, so yes. I could wrap this up in a little bow for me. And this isn't just something that's against PlayStation. The last few Xbox shows I gave dog shit scores to, okay? Because it's for me. This is about me when I watch this stuff. You got to surprise me, or you got to show me something that I really want to play. Nothing in this show said, go buy a PS5 right now. I'm buying a PS5 because I know what's to come. I know what's expected down the line. But nothing in this show says, hey, you got to buy one. And real quick, I got to just touch on that Spider-Man thing, because I got a lot of hate for saying this, and I'm going to say it again and get a lot of hate for saying it again here. But I'm sorry. I feel like it was kind of slimy the way they did the Spider-Man thing, because to me, this seems like DLC that should have been on the PlayStation 4 that was held off for the PlayStation 5 just to have something for them to play in a holiday for 2020 for the PlayStation 5, because all they had besides that was that dog shit Godfall. And let me tell you about that downgrade.
God
that
damn,
like he got a massive
he wrapped
downgrade.
us up in a bow for 45 minutes.
So anyway,
he said downgrade on Godfall.
This show was very mediocre at best. Even objectively, you could say it was a little above average.
Hang on, Fonz, back up. Pause.
Not a great show.
Downgrade for Godfall? Tell more.
It didn't look as good as it did before. It looks like it got a massive downgrade.
Also too, Digital Foundry
before all it was cinematic. Before we never saw gameplay.
D-Batch, what were you saying? What were you saying, buddy?
Digital Foundry said they couldn't find ray tracing, and they said we don't think this has ray tracing because you see a lot of artifacts there that shouldn't be there if there's ray tracing present.
That's a good point. Tony Bryan, by the way, shout out to you becoming a channel member again, and Daddy 91801. Shout out to you for becoming a channel member as well. If you want to become a channel member, hit that join button next to the subscribe button. We got well over 100 of them now. Thank you guys for what you do. Again, over 2,300 already watching, guys. You guys rock. Zalker, Colt.
Son of a gun. Somebody goes, is Colt breathing? Yeah. I actually got a text from a neighbor. Did you just yell?
Wow.
Colt,
Ratchet and Clank.
Colt, go.
Ratchet and Clank was very, very cool. And I did my video capping on, or the recap on the video of the presentation. And at the end, I put up gameplay from my Ratchet and Clank playthrough. And most everybody in the chat said that the game didn't look like it was running on an SSD. They thought it was the new Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
That's how good the
The
current
first one
Ratchet and
was.
Clank
The one from 2016, yeah.
2016 looks. Yeah. I mean, that game looks phenomenal. And I wouldn't say Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart looks next gen, but Dealer and I were really impressed with the particle effects and like the volumetric, like enemy attack, like fog and smoke stuff looked really cool.
The
And
tessellation.
I'm not quite sure if that Rift thing is like an SSD thing or not.
It is.
It's pretty cool. If it is, it's one of those things where
I mean,
Insomniac
it
told,
is.
hey, we're gonna have an SSD in the new console, so you're gonna be able to do something. And they thought, what can we do that takes advantage of the SSD? And they threw like a gimmick in. It's gonna be kind of cool to be able to like pull yourself through different parts of the world.
Well, I got a question for you, Colt, from the super chat. He's asking the show. He says, "That's Sir Noob." He says, "Good evening, everyone. Enjoyed the show. Question is, which do you think looked better, Horizon Zero Dawn or Hellblade 2?" And we do got to give a caveat though, real quick. That Hellblade was running at 24 FPS in that footage. Other than that, we don't know Horizon Zero Dawn's resolution either. We know Hellblade was running at like 70% of 4K. So, what do you think looked better, Colt?
I want to say, I mean, I do enjoy I enjoyed the whole presentation and all the games and stuff, but I'm with Fonz. Like, at this point, we shouldn't be seeing cinematic trailers unless your game just isn't close to ready. So they should have had a little bit of gameplay for Miles Morales, but Horizon Zero Dawn must be off a year and a half or 2 years, possibly.
What?
How long has it been since Sony had a real show?
I think Horizon Zero Dawn is 2 years out.
2018.
I think Horizon Zero Dawn's early 2020.
Okay,
Yeah.
2018 was their last real show.
2020, they should have shown gameplay instead of making a cinematic trailer.
Well, I mean, how
This is
many
the
games have we
problem.
seen do that though, Colt? Does that
Hang
mean
on,
that it's
this
2
is
years
the-
out?
No, this is the problem that Xbox and PlayStation have done, and Xbox has done it more than anyone. They show a cinematic trailer, just like they did with Halo Infinite, and we haven't seen a second of gameplay
Okay,
yet.
so Last of Us 2 showed gameplay years ago and is coming out the same year as Halo Infinite, Colt.
I know.
All
I
right,
didn't
so
say-
the point is, they didn't show gameplay still of Halo Infinite. They showed gameplay for Last of Us 2 years ago. They come out the same
know what
year.
I just
People
say
should have got
I like
suspicious
turtles.
as soon as they started the show with GTA 5. That should have got people going, what the hell's going on here with this show?
Hey, all right, I want to go into GTA 5 here in a second. I got to shout out to Teo Sushi in the super chat. It says, salute to RDX panel, keep it up. Oh, shit. We got the king of statues, King David. Let's, we don't want to speak about Sunday. I'll
can't
watch
wait to
it
hear
later.
King.
Stay safe, everyone. Malaka, thank you so much, sir. Do appreciate it. I mean, GTA 6, King. They are going to charge you again for this damn game. And people think
They're
because
not
they said
charging me again for that.
they ain't charging me again either, unless that bitch is fucking $2. And even then, I mean, I don't even know if I'll find that on the ground to buy it. But still, like, what do you think about the fact that they're saying, hey, get GTA Online for free for X amount of weeks, and people are taking that as, hey, the game is a free upgrade?
It's not a free upgrade. All right, so
It's gonna charge you on Xbox and PlayStation. Apparently, that mandate was rolled back for Xbox. So
I want to hear King's assessment of this show, though.
See, that's what I was going to get to.
Hang on a second.
yeah.
Ark's version said gimmick. Whoa. Salty much, Xbox? Listen, Ark's version. I'm buying a PS5 day one. I'm buying Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart day one. I want to play that game. I don't know what other word to think of as a gimmick. When you come up, I don't know what, like, maybe you think of a gimmick as a Kinect. I don't like the Kinect. I was trying to come up with a word to explain how they use something to use the SSD. What word would you use?
Gimmick.
a feature.
Like, it's like these guys, look, Ark's version, not everyone is a one-sided fanboy. Just relax, take the salty and the Xbot out of the comment. Let
He's
people
gonna
enjoy games.
like my
We're not
take on
over
the
here
show.
damage controlling. We're giving our honest opinion. We're
Mhm.
bashing both.
You
what
have to
Xbox
make
does in
Cold Eastwood slam
presentation.
that new guitar over your head.
We're,
Fuck.
Yeah,
we're bashing what Xbox does when it's due, and we'll bash what PlayStation does when it's due. And people listen, and things get better, and things change. And
Yeah.
it's kind of nice when things get better.
Yeah.
David,
Ark's
you
gimmick
got the floor.
or
I'm
whatever.
sorry.
his
Yeah,
name is.
my assessment of the show. All right, I gave it a 4 if they didn't show the console. I said going in, they must show the console. I don't care about no logos. I don't care about no controllers. All right, so when GTA 5 came on, everybody was thinking, oh, it was going to be the new GTA.
Me too.
Jumping through the roof. I was like, wow, that if they do that, that's one hell of a way to set it off. and they didn't.
They did set it off in one hell of a way, though, King.
And I said, man, these dudes is in trouble because if you open up with an old game like that, you are in trouble. So it was 4 games that I took away from the show that I'm definitely going to give them my money for, right? What I've noticed is the difference between hype levels that I can have between an Xbox show and a Sony show is that I know I got Game Pass to fall back on, right? So anything that is being shown inside an Xbox show and Game Pass is involved, I said, oh, I can dabble in that. Like, I'm not going to buy Grounded, but I can dabble in Grounded if I choose, right?
Thank you.
So if you have a PlayStation now, and I'm gonna get to why I started to get excited at the end of the show. They showed all these games that's in the middle, all the filler, all the big little planets and all that other stuff. And I said, oh, okay, that stuff would be nice. Dag, man, I really would love to get excited for it, but you're not getting my $60. You're already ripping me off with the Miles Morales DLC. All right. And I feel that is real slimy, like you said, because it could have been for all the 120 something million PlayStation 4 owners and everybody that brought Spider-Man for the PlayStation.
Facts.
You really getting shafted. If you brought all the DLC and you wanted to continue that story, you have to get a PlayStation 5 to continue that story.
It wouldn't have been as bad as they didn't act like it was a new fucking sequel, like a big thing, but it's really the same exact map. They're just carrying on after the end of the game as Miles a little bit.
It confused people so much that some guys were telling me that it was built from the ground up for the PS5, and I just laughed at it.
Well, several of those games, including that Akaya or whatever, saying designed for PS5 from the ground up, but it's like, okay, you mean optimized? Like, okay,
yeah, optimized.
It's coming to Xbox. It's already confirmed. What do you mean designed for PS5 from day one?
I look at the way they marketed everything, even the third-party games like Resident Evil looked like a PlayStation exclusive. Everything looked like a PlayStation exclusive. It's the way Sony markets their stuff, and to the point where for years, and I said this in my video yesterday, is that Xbox wouldn't say shit usually, and everybody would be like, "Oh, it's exclusive." Like Destiny, everybody thought that was exclusive when it launched. Like that's the whole point. Now Xbox is coming out saying, "Nah, these are going to be on this system, and it's going to run better." Fuck you. Like that's what I've seen.
Xbox has always been doing that world premiere exclusive to your living.
Exactly. They both are guilty of that's marketing speech. If you got the dollars and you paid for this period of time, you get that. But okay, so you got those 4 games that I took from the show. So that's 4 points, right? So then when they showed the console, I said, there we go. There goes the 2 points. So it's 6. And then they showed the digital. I said, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I got the fact. I know where Geppetto's is. All right, so Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, soon to be Aurelius, has now got the Geppetto name because he is controlling dance moves Ryan Pinocchio. All right, so because he's going to lie to you, so his nose is going to get longer and longer. But I'm telling you, this is the best part for Sony guys. If they have an all-digital system, right, that means that they're looking over at what Microsoft is doing, and they're saying, okay, that works. That white Xbox they did with the diskless drive, that's selling like hotcakes. All right, so they do have a market over there. So let's put it that way. Okay, PlayStation Now. You notice since he took over and threw people out the door, that PlayStation Now dropped their price and they started putting, first party games in there. They started doing a little Game Pass looking kind of stuff.
They saw that revenue, King.
Right? The they went up 2 million. They got 2 million subscribers.
They went, the fuck is that smell? Oh, that's money.
That's cash.
That's cash.
Put stuff on PC. All right, so now you're looking like Xbox. I told you before, slap an X on that box because it's an Xbox, but you just don't want to know it yet. All right, so right now, all those games that you saw that was in the middle that look like filler could possibly be coming to the PlayStation Now. Now it's a great show. Now it's an 8.
If they presented it that way, though.
They didn't present anything. They just left it out there and told you to decipher the code.
They didn't tell you shit, and that's part of their secret arsenal. Designed for PS5. You mean fucking optimized and ported to PS5, yes. Nerd Nate, by the way, says, I loved Rise, hated the ending. I love the story in this game.
I love the game.
Front to back, yeah.
You know who really likes like Microsoft and Xbox approach to gaming wherever you want, however you want, and whatever you want? I've noticed like the media, gamers, journalists, reviewers, like the industry, and like all these people love this. The only one who doesn't like Xbox's wide universal approach are Sony hardcore fanboys. because the
Yep.
Xbox guys are cool with it. There may be some hardcore Xbox guys that like, I don't want it on PC, and those guys get muted and blocked by industry leaders. But I mean, it's a big deal, and I read these articles, these news articles from gaming journalists that are like, this could be the thing. This could be what gets Xbox. They like this could get them the win, which I think what the win is not going to sell more consoles, but it's going to put them at the top. Like, this is the place to play. You can play it however you want. Microsoft doesn't care if you go build a $2,000 PC and play Halo Infinite on it. I mean, you bought the game from them, and you're gonna enjoy it, and it's been designed to run on that.
They make the money on the game, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. And like you said, Dealer, I think it was in the beginning of your last video. It's like, it's not 2014 anymore. Quit acting like
crawl out of the dumpster, bitch. Yeah.
All of a sudden, pro consumer is bad, right?
D-Batch, shout out to Stitch too, by the way. He says 4 words. The box of X got them. Yeah, thank you so much. He says that King. Thank you so much, sir. D-Batch, I mean, I heard you laughing in the background. Also, Nano, by the way, says welcome to the new 100K. No shit, I don't give a fuck. Cold Eastwood heart green emoji. Yeah, he's congratulating you, Colt. 100K, 101K.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And again, D-Batch, I mean, your thoughts on all this?
Well, I thought their messaging was a little bit off on Spider-Man, because first it came out, it's a remaster, then it was a DLC, and this was coming from Sony, and then Insomniac had to come out and say, no, it's a standalone. Think of the Lost Legacy. So I think that was kind of a failure. I think it was kind of slapped on the end. I think it was supposed to come out for the PlayStation 4, and I think it's kind of scummy, like what Colt said, for them to force people to get the PlayStation 5 to play it, but whatever, it is what it is. I thought what was really interesting, though, was the reveal of the digital console. As soon as that digital console was revealed, I didn't see it coming. I was like, oh shit. And then I just said to myself, man, the price war on these next generation consoles, the stare down just took a twist. Now, this digital console from the PlayStation 5,
Get him, D.
I think it just exists to ensure that the Xbox Series X is more expensive than it. I think they want to price it high, to be honest with you. I think both of these, I'm just going to be honest here, I know I'm probably going to get yelled at, but I think that both of these consoles are higher than what we think they are, just for the simple fact that they haven't revealed the price. Usually when they don't reveal the price, it's because it's going to be a little bit higher. And when I look at all the, like, $500 is a great deal.
What about that Xbox 360 though, revealed in August, the price, huh? And that debuted at $299.
No, but when I look at the technology that's in these consoles, and when I was watching the analysis from Digital Foundry, they were talking about Gran Turismo, and they were saying how it had ray tracing. Gran Turismo, because I was doing some pixel peeping myself, was actually 4K 60, and it had some ray tracing on it. So that tells me that these consoles are very, Well,
where did we think about where we saw the ray tracing in that trailer? At least for the most part, it was in very close, like the pit area. We saw it. We saw it there.
4K, still 4K doing ray tracing, which is pretty impressive for a console.
Yeah, but you're rendering one room in the scene where we saw the most ray tracing. So I mean, I give it to him, but yeah.
But nonetheless, it just tells me that these consoles are going to be a little bit more than what we're anticipating them to be, and I think Sony wants to play
$5 million.
I want to say the highest is $599, but then
guys,
hold on a second. But then Phil says this stuff that it's going to be very affordable. That we're confident on our price.
Series X is $500. D.
Yeah, dealer said $500, and I trust the sources that we have behind the scenes. But then I look at the technology and say it is worth $600.
It's worth more than $600. Fuck.
Definitely. So I think Sony really wants to price their shit as high as they can. I think the disc drive, the disc version of the PS5 is going to be close to the Xbox Series X. I think that the digital version, I think that's the one that's going to be close to $400.
Let me give a shout out to 2,700 people watching live, guys. We're doing things that never been done in this community before, and it's all because of you. So if you happen to like the show, enjoy it, hit the like button. We do appreciate it. Shout out to Cloud Practitioner as well, because he's saying something's blowing my mind right now. He's saying PS5s are criticizing Xbox Smart Delivery. Remember, that means that you get a game like Cyberpunk, and when the Series X comes out and they got a patch for it, much like you do today, you'll get that patch for free. Sony guys are, for one, they're criticizing that. That's a question for me, because I don't pay attention to what these idiots say, like the graphical ones.
I haven't seen that yet.
He says acting as if it's an actual negative thing are quite hilarious. That's crazy, bro. Like, if that's really what they're doing, holy, just block all of them right now.
I had to block
Somebody
the guy
wants
today.
to pay for an enhancement. That's just weird, dude.
Yeah, I had to block the guy today because of that.
Slipvein 4K says, why didn't they show the back of the PS5? And what was up with that disclaimer for the PS5 console reveal? Sneaky, I did not see a disclaimer.
No, that's
The-
like design and specifications subject to change. That's just legalese to
Legal
cover
talk.
them
Yeah.
in case they change.
Well,
you know,
thanks
put
for
a
the
Q-tip in
thanks
there.
for Super Chat, Slipvein. But yeah, I mean, are they, David? You said you saw somebody trying to make smart delivery a negative thing, a free patch.
It was on my timeline today, and I brought up the reasons why I like the Xbox show and stuff like that, and compared to the PlayStation show, and a couple of things. And he didn't want that. He didn't want a lot of things, and I just said, okay, I understand. You're just fighting for
I don't
argument's
think he
sake
wants you to
now.
talk right now. I think he's pulling on your internet line. You're fucking botting hard right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Just a
Let me
little
just
bit.
jump in real quick.
We
here.
still
I think
still
smart
understand.
delivery is a great thing. I think if you buy the game, you should just fucking own the game. I'll give you an example. Today, I think it's GOG.
GOG.
You own The Witcher, and you log into their service and just point them to your account that actually owns that game. You get the game for free on PC. And I think once you buy the game, you should be able to play it wherever you want. Microsoft has this approach, but why should you pay for the game twice on the next generation system? Delivery is a good thing. I don't know how gamers are playing it down. I don't understand.
You know how
Hang on,
I gave an
cap on
analogy
D
to
real
somebody
quick.
to break it down.
I got to finish what D was saying by saying this and reminding everybody, because don't forget this shit. Everyone's like, well, they charge you for remasters for the Xbox One, GTA, and all this. There was actual, I say it over and over, but people still don't. This should be your number one talking point. x86 to x86 architecture, right? Before it was PowerPC, cell architecture, completely custom, not on PC. Other versions of games running on PC would not run on these consoles without significant amounts of work. Now it's a simple port job, right? So they get these games through machine language x86 to run on all kinds, billions of combinations of PC parts. That's where we're going from now, from the Xbox One, PS4 to the next gen consoles. Same machine language for the first time in history. There is no reason you should be charged twice for a game you already own.
I gave the analogy to somebody. I said this. I said, it's like, let's say you play on PC and you buy a new graphics card, and then they tell you got to buy the game again because you have a new graphics card. You have more settings available to you. That's
said that
exactly
over and over, yeah.
what it's like. It's stupid. It's dumb. We shouldn't pay for enhancements, people. It's dumb.
Dealer and I actually argued about this pretty fiercely the other day because he says the same thing they've always done. And I said, no, Dealer, no. Like, this is a new generation. Like, they've been
Smart
giving us
delivery is the same thing they've always done, yes.
Yeah, they've been doing the same thing with the Xbox One to the Xbox One S and X and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but this is a new generation. And the only argument I have is they're trying to bridge the gap. So developers or publishers can't say it's a new console generation so we can sell them a different version, because on PC for like 30 years, or let's say 10, 15 years, they've been giving you the same game and it holds and holds as long as it's supported. And but on console, they have this stopgap that they take advantage of, and GTA 5 comes out and you buy it, and then they want to bring it up to Xbox One. They charge you for it because they had to rebuild it or report it to the new architecture. But now that we're in the same architecture, the one good thing that smart delivery does, because Rand and Dealer say it's just a marketing term. It's just a marketing term.
It's not all it is, but the reason they're focusing on it in marketing is because their competitor is not doing it to the same extent.
Yeah.
So my thing to remind people is smart delivery's biggest thing it's doing right now is it's setting a mindset. It's setting a precedence, an example for others to follow suit. We don't need to cut off the old generations. We don't need to charge people.
Yeah. Enhanced for the next generation.
Other things said hashtag filmic. By the way, shout out to Rob C as well for becoming a channel member.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that smart delivery helps change the mindset that when we change the number on the console or the new model, we don't have to block off the library.
Well, Rand said it in the party.
Rand
said it in the party too. Just cap it off. I want to throw it to Fonz out and I want Zalker and all, whatever. But Rand said it, and we got to point this out there, is that Microsoft are isolating themselves from criticism, meaning, hey, well, look, we're incentivizing everyone and even get some of our partners like Cyberpunk to give you a free upgrade as it should be. Whereas we're not, right? Like I said, I heard there was a mandate a long time ago to make sure developers couldn't charge you for a patch. Apparently that's been rolled back. So things change. And this we'll talk about later in the show. More things might change. So, the world,
but you have to finish your sentence. You forgot to finish your sentence.
Well, they're isolating themselves from any criticism saying that we're doing it.
Because
because others are allowed to do it on their platform, and they're just basically they're saying, hey, we're not doing it, and we don't really incentivize people to do it, but we're not holding them back.
Yeah.
Where Sony are like,
crazy.
you want to buy that DLC, bitch?
I was going to say though, when they say a game is built from the ground up, and it's actually built from the ground up for the next generation consoles, okay, I understand paying for that. But when it's just enhanced for the next generation console, we should not pay for that. Sorry, GTA 5, but we should not pay for that again.
Yeah,
Xbox has been living in that little world for a very long time. They've been already perfecting this whole move. These guys haven't perfected it. They were doing hardware solutions, and Microsoft was doing software solutions. So the two different philosophies have now come to the forefront. Which was the smarter idea? Which one was the long-term vision? Microsoft vision was the long-term vision. Yeah, in the beginning, you took a lot of criticism. But when you got a game on your X and you played it and you saw the difference when you went to Xbox Enhanced, you was like, oh, that's a difference. That's a real tangible difference. And then, Sony had to do it with hardware. And then when they removed the hardware out of your old PlayStation, you couldn't play your PlayStation 2 games anymore. You noticed that they started to cut corners because they said people aren't interested in back compat. We know by the statistics that people do not gravitate to back compat. So your focus is not on that because you no longer want to fit the bill for your audience anymore because you didn't have a software solution. You had a hardware solution. Now they have to do it software wise, and they're just a little bit behind. They're going to catch up. They're just a little bit behind.
Is GTA 5 going to be free on the PS5?
No.
Is GTA 5 going to be free on the Xbox?
No.
This is what
Probably.
people
I
need to
don't know.
understand.
It's up to the
A lot
developer.
of Xbox guys think that the GTA 5 remaster is going to be free on the Xbox because of smart delivery. No, I don't
Here's
think
the thing.
Rockstar is using smart delivery. And we know that you have to pay for the full game with that campaign on the PS5 because they said PS Plus users will get GTA Online for free. GTA Online is already free if you own the game. So
no, but it's only for 3 months. So I think that you got to pay for it after 3 months. I think there's a new system now where,
and if it was free, they'd have been like, you can get it for free. Who doesn't brag about getting something for free?
They're going to start charging a subscription service to play GTA?
I have no idea because it is so big within the online community. But I just wanted to get to the point of Game Pass having GTA 5. Look, those are all contracted out games. I guarantee you they pull it from Game Pass right before it releases on the next gen console.
Already pulled it.
Oh, it's gone?
Already pulled it. But
so you're not going to get that for free. Why are people saying that?
They pulled that and they put Red Dead Redemption 2 in.
Yeah. You're not going to get that for
free. Hey, by the way, almost 2,900 people watching live, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Share this out. We do appreciate it, guys. Zalker, were you going to say something, buddy? I know it's kind of cramped, but what are your thoughts on this free? You can jump in, bitch. I'm calling on you. What are your thoughts on all this bullshit with these old games getting charged again?
I think it's horseshit, but it's also something that Sony was talking about a year ago. Remember, a year ago they were saying we're going to be taking a traditional way of doing the console for PS5. We're sticking to that, and I was under no illusion that they were going to have all these games coming in smart delivery, like Xbox has been doing. Xbox has been pushing this a lot. They've pushed it since this announcement at the Sony event where they showed everything off. Xbox has been doubling down about the back compat, about smart delivery, about everything. And they've partnered with developers that agree with them, like CD Projekt Red, that say like you should buy a game once and that's all you have to do. 2K, the people that are Rockstar, whatever those people that make Grand Theft Auto, they're not one of those developers that agree with that, obviously. So that's why Xbox has been, doubling down with all those other developers. Again, Xbox is giving you the option as a developer to be like, hey, if you buy this game, you'll get an X patch for free, just like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and a couple other games. They're putting it up to the developer, but Sony is not one of those developers, one of those publishers that are doing that. And so I don't like that.
You don't think that'll do that in any game? You don't think you'll get a free patch for God of War or anything?
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I think God of War, Spider-Man, I think when they said the top 100 games, I think they're talking about their games. Like,
could you imagine how pissed people are, though, if you just bought Last of Us 2 or Ghost right before the thing came out, and they're like, no, we have a PS5 version as well that you have to buy separately.
That's the problem,
That's the annoying thing is that they talked about, like, after July, you have to have it work on PS5. Well, Last of Us 2 comes out in June, so I don't know. Is it like, is that, did they put that July date for a reason? Like, it's just too many unknowns. I want Sony to just come out and talk about like, hey, this is what our back compat's going to look like. Stop beating around the fucking bush with it. Just
They
tell
haven't
us what
talked
it
about
is.
You know why
anything,
people beat
Docker.
around the bushes, right? Because they's hiding stuff.
They had in so
They
much
haven't
stuff.
talked
Data, they're
about anything.
stalling.
Like, we were shocked to see the PS5 reveal. I was not. None of us were expecting that, right? I mean, that's really cool. We got to see it, but then when you start to think about it, like, wow, they didn't talk about anything other than here's a bunch of games. Bug Snacks looks like fire, and here's a
Wiener
console.
hands.
Well, they don't even know what. We don't even know.
One
Like,
of your
obviously,
super
we don't know
chats
the.
went by.
Obviously, we don't
Go
know
ahead
the price.
and get it, Colt.
He said,
Who is
I
it?
can't remember who it is. It's gone now, but at least I'll say it by memory. He said you could tell by looking at the PS5 that the digital console was designed first.
Yep.
Because the disk drive looks like an afterthought. It's actually at a slight angle and it's sticking out the top.
The bulge,
They do have curves.
the bold, daring bulge, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Heard from fearmongers that digital consoles are going to be the end of gaming.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
That's what I heard from a lot of people for so long.
Hey, I want to
and yet
come
now
back to
Sony-
that. I want to come back to that actually, and I'll let you rail on some of these idiots. JT says the game never really looks next gen till a year or two away from the launch. Sony is feeding us about the PS4 games. Nothing. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you got a good point, man. Usually it takes a year or two, and then those games start ramping up. I mean, it's just how things have always worked. When it comes to the digital consoles, I thought everyone was going to be too confused to have more than one, and the all digital would confuse Grandma, and she wouldn't know the difference between 149 and 500 with the Xbox Series X or the Xbox One X at the time. What? I mean, how come everyone's fine with the digital PS5 now?
The name's only digital. The other one's called the Xbox is called all digital. At least you can kind of figure out what that means. So now they get to, well, thanks to the all digital, now it makes more sense, I guess.
I love
Thanks
the
for
digital
Xbox, baby
console.
boy.
That's the one
Well,
I'm going to get.
Yep,
I was
me too.
confused by the remote, the headset, the camera. I was confused by everything as a customer. I didn't know what to do. I was like, "What is this?"
Well, is there
Oh
more
my
than one
God.
headset? Because if there's more than one headset, I'm completely fucked.
I'm done. I'm like, is this even a console anymore? Am I watching Sony?
Hey,
When
me,
I
let
saw the
me
headset,
get
I
Mia
just
Hatter
do
real
super
quick. I want to go
chats
back to
real quick,
go to David real quick after Mia Hatter goes, but he says just dropping in during the show to hang on, let me restart this. It moved. Just dropping a dime to show off the shiny new gamer picture. Okay, so that was Colt Eastwood's gamer picture there. That's a beautiful gamer pic, a shiny one that is very blurry to me.
Yep, Mad Hatter sent me a picture of himself, and he had me like just Mad Hatter him up. So yeah,
That's
it was a pretty
cool.
fun one.
That's
Pretty
cool.
one.
But I mean,
Can I read
David,
the other one, dealer? Can I read it?
you can.
Joe, you already got JT Harris.
I did. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
that's
get him. Was that David? Who
Thank
was
you.
trying to talk when I was trying to get this?
That was me.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I said when I saw the headset, I knew exactly why they was talking about that 3D audio stuff so much. Because they already had that headset ready. They already had their camera ready. No one's upset or afraid of Spygate now, right? And the controller with the microphone that can record your voice and have Siri inside the box that can actually call the police, right?
Oh shit.
None of this stuff is a problem anymore. Digital is not a problem anymore. Now we understand what it was. It was just envy that the other people were doing something else that your company wasn't. And now that your company is doing it, you're like, yeah, I'm complicit. I'm fine. You know, this is what I wanted. You know, so it was never about Kinect being a problem. It was just the fact that your camera didn't do anything. So now that you hope that your camera is like a Kinect,
Well, I mean,
you
IGN
okay
were the
with
ones
it?
running is Connect spying on you every other day, right? Like,
well, listen, they're plants.
Isn't
I'm
that
just
camera
saying.
for their upcoming, device? They're going to have another one of those freaking VR headsets. So
Yes.
I think that has to connect with that. So
It better.
I mean, who cares? At the end of the day, who cares? I mean, they're going to have a lot of proprietary stuff. They're going to try to sell you. That's business. I get it, but I'm just happy for that digital console myself. Because I know that's going to be cheaper than the one with the disc, and that's all I care about because I'm a broke bastard. So that's all I had to say.
all right, well, no one answered my question, though, Zalker. Is there more than one headset? Because I'm completely fucked if there is. I mean, I don't know what the difference
I'm
is.
pretty sure there is. So
Digital
we don't
one.
know which one to buy now, and I don't know like which one my grandma's going to get for me.
Yeah.
So now I'm a little worried, and it's just I don't know. I think people need to just pull the
I
hell
can't
back
even
and
read,
relax.
Zalker.
And listen, and I'll be honest. So I didn't talk about what I thought about the show, but I'm going to say that
Yeah, go ahead.
some of the show I enjoyed. I obviously the Spider-Man stuff is the top
And
thing.
Volcano
for me
High
because
too.
I
You
love-
told me. You love
Which one?
Volcano High.
Which one? Which one?
The little-
Volcano High. I'm
The
Yeah,
little
you love
weirdos
it.
with the guitars, yeah.
Oh my god, those weird creatures. Yeah. Oh,
A
I'm watching
point
that.
and click game.
Hell
at a
yeah,
show.
I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it. No, honestly,
Peace DTF.
I'm happy that they showed the console. I'm disappointed they didn't show the price, but I understand that it's like a stare down between Xbox and Sony right now of who's going to show first. I get that, but we can't I know we're all talking shit, But to be honest, everybody in chat, Sony's having a pretty fucking badass month right now. Like they had a pretty damn good show. They showed the Spider-Man, they showed Horizon. You know, Demon Souls is like huge. A lot of people are buying the console just for that. And they just dropped this 96 meta game. Like, I get it. Sony's kind of doing big shit right now, but it doesn't hide the fact that they have a very mixed messaging. And I don't know what the console actually wants.
Community is 100% hypocrites. That's the problem.
And it is. It's hypocritical. And another thing is that like the show didn't have a lot of gameplay. It just didn't.
Nope.
And that's something I wanted. And I get they just had like a 20-minute gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us. But like I wanted more gameplay within Horizon #1 and Spider-Man. It's this holiday. How are you not going to show gameplay?
Thank you, Zucker.
Shut up, dealer.
No, he's absolutely right. You had 2 years to bring us a bomb-ass show, and I was expecting something. I was expecting gangbusters. I was expecting they were going to go all out, and then they show a bunch of cinematic stuff and other stuff that I don't want to see. Volcano High, you know, Dragon Tales and La La Land. I don't care.
We're hearing incredible stuff about Halo Infinite right now. Okay,
and that's the thing. Like people tell me all the time, well, what do you think you're going to be surprised at the July show with Xbox? Well, you know what? It might not be surprises there, but I know I'm going to see some gameplay for stuff. Okay, I know I'm going to see some gameplay for stuff, and that's all I give a shit about right now because it's about me at the end of the day when I watch this stuff.
These games look so good. There is no reason for a cinematic pre-rendered trailer. Like, there's no reason for it because Horizon Zero Dawn looks so good, even the first game, that you could build a cinematic trailer with in-engine gameplay, with gameplay built into it, and it'll look phenomenal. There's no reason to make a pre-rendered. I'm not quite sure how much of that was in-engine, probably all of it, but show some gameplay mixed in there. And when Xbox did that, when they spun the camera around and did jump cuts of gameplay from Valhalla or their Xbox first party stuff, we didn't like it, and the masses didn't like it. We've gotten to the day and age where
hated it.
The gameplay looks great, fantastic as is. Just show your game. But the other problem is, and we've talked about this before, is when you show your gameplay, your raw gameplay, it is up for serious downgrade scrutiny by all of the people. And then developers are afraid to show their games at gameplay because they show it too far out. It's such a sucky thing because the community can be such whiny babies sometimes. But at the end, I'm with Fonz and Zocker. I want to see more gameplay.
I got to say, for the one thing, the one thing for Spider-Man, I have to say, is the reason why I think they didn't show gameplay, and I don't care. People might destroy me for this. I don't care.
Same.
I think it's because they know it looks like the PS4 game. And I think people are going to question it and say, hey, why isn't this on PS4? There's nothing innovative or crazy that's taking advantage of the PS5. Why are you making us buy a PS5 for this?
But it was built from the ground up.
If 13 million to, like, you got to think about this. If 13 million to 15 million people bought Spider-Man on PS4, you understand that there's only going to be 6 to 7 million, if that, consoles out for the PS5 by May next year. So you're exiling out up to 7 million people that can't play the game, even though they played the first one. Yeah,
I mean, they can't even make enough.
Let me read this from the Friendly Neighborhood Blue Shell, and I'm gonna try to get to a few of these. Cole, if you want to line the next one, that'd be great. That'd be phenomenal. Blue Shell says hypocrisy is a fine drug that many gamers are taking far too much of throughout this generation. Thank you so much, sir. Do agree. It's kind of crazy. We've also got Nerd Nate. He says PS fans won't be able to they won't be satisfied until all of Xbox features are on PlayStation. It's fucked up.
No, they act like they're satisfied until they get those features, and then they're really satisfied, and they go, they praise them. It's weird.
JP Dunks 4 says, does anyone know why more of Microsoft's first-party studios won't be using Slipspace engine? Is it really just built and optimized for Halo?
You'll see it more and more, I think.
You'll see it more, but there are specific studios that are using their own engine, like Turn 10 and help me out, dealer.
I mean, there's the Forza. Hang on a second, boy. There's Forza Tech. There's Slipspace, and then most of them are using UE5 right now. UE4, UE5. Hellblade has since been confirmed to be upgraded to UE5, which is great. Speaking of Hellblade, that game looks absolutely incredible. And again, we'll have to see the final product for all these games, but when it comes down to it, like, the games look phenomenal. That's not really what I'm worried about. Slipspace engine and what we're hearing about Halo Infinite right now behind the scenes is fucking really, 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 really impressive.
Really cool.
And you're gonna hear you're going to hear some stuff about that in July for sure. And there's also some other people like Shinobi and others basically saying that they're hearing really, really good things about the event. From what we've heard, there's some really, really good things about the event. The only thing I'll say about God of War is Halo Infinite is that it has something in common with God of War that we'll point out after it's actually revealed, that we've learned about recently that's really cool.
Flip.
And again, Halo Infinite apparently is a juggernaut, and all that stuff you've seen has been in-engine, no bullshit, 60 FPS, and that's not even with ray tracing or anything. So I can't wait to see more on the game, considering we'll be playing it sooner than later, little Zocker.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Halo is going to be a massive showpiece this summer, and I think it's going to impress a lot of people. There's a reason why they took 5 years to make this damn game. There's a reason why they built an entire engine around it. They're not fucking around. They're trying to get Halo right, and I'm excited to see it. And I know, like, we've seen Shinobi, we've seen a lot of insiders everywhere talking about the July event. No excuses, guys. If this July event isn't good, and we come on here, we're gonna be pissed off like we were last E3. We keep it real. That's the Real Deal Xbox podcast. That's why we do that. If it's not good, we're gonna talk shit. It's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
That's the whole point. And everybody in here saying that I'm killing Spider-Man and I don't like it. No,
he loves
I'm
Spider-Man.
probably the biggest. I love Spider-Man. I have the goddamn PS4 Pro console.
Motherfucker sent me a picture of him sitting licking his Spider-Man console. It was weird as fuck.
It was weird, and then he kept it. He took a screenshot. It
I did,
me.
and then I put it up on. Okay, Yo Donnie, by the way,
nobody here is saying Spider-Man sucks at all. Everybody here is enjoying it to some degree.
If you're not praising it, Fonz, you're hating it. Yondani, by the way, says just wanted to chime in and say that Bug Snacks was the only game that looked truly next generation, built for the PS5 from the ground up. Thank you, Yondani.
No,
a little bit of humor.
I thought dealers said it featured ray tracing at one point. I don't know which game he's talking about.
Huh? If they couldn't keep up, sorry, you have to go back and watch it. Also, we have almost 3,000 people watching live, guys. Almost 3K on a random Tuesday. We do appreciate it, guys. Whoa, what the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Hey,
it wasn't me.
Was that Tim? That sounded kind of like Tim.
No, that was me. We're almost at 3,000.
Jesus Christ.
Fonz yelled, we lost like 13 viewers.
Plus, I called the cops on myself. Hey, so basically, guys, we're almost at 3K. Thank you guys for what you do. Hit the like button, share it out for us. We do appreciate it. Let's crush 1,000 likes for the end of the show like we normally do. And, whatever. Thank you guys for what you do. Again, Halo Infinite, hearing great things. Other games, hearing great things. Bonzarelli, never yell like that again. I'll tell on you. And also...
Other Zinc, go play Spider-Man, buddy. I've talked to Other Zinc on Xbox Live. We had like so much fun talking to him, but definitely Other Zinc, go play Spider-Man.
Other Zinc's a hater. To the core, he's a hater. Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 8, by the way, is confirmed next gen only as well. And that's pretty interesting considering they're going a little bit more open world. Waiting for Darge Knight, the Resident Evil YouTuber, to talk about that. Godfall and Halo Infinite. You remember when people were comparing Godfall to Halo Infinite like fucking idiots, and we were like, guys, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Halo Infinite looks phenomenal. It's just, I'm blown away because they were talking about how Halo Infinite is held back by the original Xbox One and graphics, not knowing that graphics scale. Game design does not scale. They're so fucking out of the loop, they don't even know that. Godfall is only on the PS5 and PC and doesn't look nearly as good as Halo Infinite, in my opinion.
Nope, not even close.
Chat, let us know what you think.
I have a bunch of friends looking into that game because they want to play it because that's what the kind of games we play is multiplayer. And they're just like, yeah, I'm not buying it on PlayStation 5. Fuck that. Like, literally, they're just like, yeah, I think it's going to be 30 frames. It's going to be trash. I'm getting it on PC. And I'm just like, all right. Like, damn, that's kind of hardcore. And they didn't really show that game that much. They didn't show it off a lot. Like, I wanted to see more about it, kind of going a little bit of a deep dive with it, just a little bit more. But, it is what it is. Godfall was a big thing touted for the longest time. People are like, Godfall's everything, comparing it to Halo Infinite. It's like, what the fuck?
At least they showed gameplay.
Now it's all about High School Musical freaking Dragon Tales edition.
Hey, friendly neighborhood Blue Shell says if the July event fails, Microsoft basically already lost next gen. Hey, they gotta knock it out of the park. And again, we have executives and employees from Xbox that watch the show, been on the show, and we stress to them, and that's why we're always as honest as we possibly can be. Because we know that they need to hear that and they need to hear the truth. So again, we agree with you. D-Bat,
I just got to give a shout out to the Grounded Gamer for the Dragon Tales High School Musical. Is probably the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I want to say there was an advantage to Sony going first for Microsoft. Like, if we think of it as E3, I know Sony said that they weren't doing an E3 ever. They ended up doing an E3. Most times it's Microsoft that goes first, followed
Yep.
by Sony, and Sony's always been able to correct. We know what happened with the shared game shit. So Microsoft has a real opportunity here to really close the show out, to really close the next generation. What's going to be the console to get? Sony made some mistakes. Microsoft can correct those mistakes with their show, and Sony did some things well as well. And Microsoft can take notes from that also. I think Microsoft really needs to come out and show they're a 60 frames per second console machine, that the majority of their games are going to be resolution. Show the 120 frames per second games. Show some games with ray tracing, variable rate shading. Show us lots of exclusives. Like, I don't care if they're console exclusives. Just show us games and show us some gameplay, and reveal the price at a fantastic point. I think, unfortunately, because Sony didn't reveal their price, I think Microsoft's going to blink first. So I think at the July event, we're going to get Microsoft's price.
I agree with you, D. I think the pacing was excellent. I'll say that about the Sony show. The pacing was excellent in that show. But and also that Microsoft, if you're listening, please make your show 4K 60 frames. Please.
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently they're not doing that because of the bandwidth restrictions, but I would rather watch it at 1440 60. Because a console that's so capable that you guys yourselves, Microsoft, are saying the standard is 60 FPS, you've got to stream this at 60 FPS.
Okay, then, 1080p 60. Do that for us. Stream it at that, at least.
Fuck it. Give us the caveat. Just be clear about it. The reason we didn't hammer Sony on their 1080p 30 is because they told us it was going to be 1080p 30. And they told us why. But Microsoft didn't tell us why their ship was going to be 30 on at least most platforms. And we were very confused by that. So if you're going to do it, do it. But if you're not going to do it, tell us beforehand. That'd be...
Of course Sony said it. They came after Xbox, got fucking destroyed because of it. They're like, a week before. There you go. Fuck off. That's it. Honestly, that's all it is. It's just trial and error, right? They saw the error that Xbox made.
The thing is, especially since Xbox has really put a heavy emphasis on frame rates, they've been talking about it for years now. Literally, Phil has been in article after article talking about performance and frame rates. And they need to showcase that.
Butt snack?
No butt snacks. We don't want to see no butt snacks.
Wiener hands.
Wheeler!
What? They said it in the trailer. Wiener hands.
They did.
That was so disgusting.
True Gamer says, will Halo Infinite be an online-only shared world looter shooter? No, it will not. With a social hub, it's going to have certain elements of certain games, but think of it as a traditional Halo campaign with perhaps a free kind of multiplayer mode out there, as well as a ton of production and some of the best visuals you've ever seen at a guaranteed 60 FPS and more. Cold Eastwood, you want to tell everyone why you got exposed last week for saying that Crackdown was 4K 60 on the Switch?
What do you really want to ask me? That was so funny that I did that, though. Nobody
You didn't even do that.
No. What? No, I did do that. I did a video like a year and a half ago. Bug Snacks.
That's a new thing, by the way. Back when I was a mall rat, Crackdown ran at 4K 60 on the Switch.
Oh, don't get me started.
Okay, all right. We won't do that.
What were you going to ask me for real?
I don't remember. But we do have the ability to move the fuck on. By the way, WB Interactive up for sale. No one gives a fuck, I guess, because they're not bringing out any damn games anyway. Wait, they are actually, they're kind of debuting some games here soon, right? Zucker, what games are they talking about soon?
So apparently they're going to be talking about the Suicide Squad game and the Batman game at the DC Fandom thing that's coming out August 22nd. It's a big event that Warner Brothers is putting together that shows off the shows, the movies of DC comic stuff, and the games are going to be a big part of it. And so they're going to be talking about games there. The weird thing is that they are selling off their Warner Brothers or AT&T is trying to sell off all the studios basically that are in gaming. They're trying to get out of it. So
they don't know what happens with the IPs. They sell them out like they used to Sega and let people license them, or what?
Yeah, I think EA and a bunch of them, like the big ones, Activision, are going to try to get the licensing to DC properties and like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Just run them right into the ground, Zucker. Just
pretty fucking much. I hope they give them to good developers.
Microsoft.
I hope they tell Rocksteady, pick whichever one you fucking want. Like,
Microsoft
honestly,
need to get Rocksteady, Zucker, and make it happen.
Dude, if that happens, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know who's getting what. I think they're trying to get it all in a lump sum for $4 billion so they can get out of a $200 million debt. It's like,
doesn't it revert back to DC, the rights like how the language in Spider-Man is if that
No,
division gets sold?
no.
No, it
Bugs next.
doesn't.
Because Warner Brothers owns DC, so it doesn't matter. Sony doesn't own Spider-Man. Sony doesn't own Marvel.
All right,
Spider-Man's
so
a Marvel property.
so when they
give
sold,
Yeah, and people are
okay.
gonna dispute what Zach is saying. Just don't fucking waste your time, okay? Don't bother arguing about the Spider-Man ownage thing, okay? Because Zucker's
Oh,
right.
I don't even fucking know.
we don't
It's
care about
complicated.
Okay,
that,
never
yeah.
mind. Zucker doesn't know. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
So Warner Brother can actually be purchased. If they purchase in whole, so whoever gets that can actually have the rights to do the next DC games. Like
Yeah, I think they're gonna license out certain properties. So if somebody wants to make like a goddamn Wonder Woman game, they can be like, hey, you got 3 game license for this. Then after that, you need to renew it.
Isn't Mortal Kombat under the Warner Brothers?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like Mortal Kombat, all the DC stuff, like all the
Harry
characters
Potter,
that
Lord
they
of the
use in their
Rings.
games. Harry Potter, no one gives a fuck. Lord of the Rings would be pretty cool. Yeah. King David, when are you gonna develop us a new Superman game?
Mad Max.
Because I'm gonna need that to happen right now.
Yeah, well, when we get a good Superman movie, that's when.
Oh shit!
Hey, Man of Steel was
Hey,
great.
whoa, Man of Steel,
Hot
bitch.
trash.
Hot trash. Ain't even cold trash. Fuck.
Hot trash. Yeah, hot trash.
Well, I mean, hey, when it comes down to it, got to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Again, guys, you guys rock. Let's go ahead and move on. 2 Xbox consoles certified in South Korea. Again, everyone gonna be taking that L and that Lockhart shit. Just updating you guys on all that in case we didn't.
Mhm.
I'll just say this: there is no Lockhart. Bookmark this tweet.
There's
And there's also no Fable.
Oh my god. You guys.
Oh my gosh.
100%.
You know, it's crazy because people say we draw lines in the sand, and that's because we're usually fucking right about most everything when it comes to this kind of
Just certain
stuff.
things
So.
you hear, and the people you hear them from, or the way you hear it, where you could put some confidence behind it. And yeah, sometimes we do draw lines in the sand, but
That's because we know, like, hey, this guy has literally licked the box when Phil wasn't looking. Like, hey, this is real, and it is what it is.
hey, Phil, look over there.
What's over that guy? Yeah, so I mean, honestly, it's not like the track records are bad at all. They are changing things again. They were supposed to unveil Lockhart a long time ago. The COVID thing hit, and again, you know, things change. So PS5, they've changed a lot with the PS5 apparently, and we're hearing that from different engineers as well. So
I'll tell you what, dealer. After that PS5 reveal event, those engineers better went back to the board and said, how soon can we get production of an Xbox Series X with no slot in the front?
I mean,
that would
they
be
don't
amazing.
need it because they have Lockhart.
Yeah.
Friendly
Lockhart.
neighborhood blue shell. He says, imagine Activision or EA get Batman and WB games are doomed. Sony gets it, and all superhero games and Mortal Kombat will be exclusive from Xbox. Microsoft, yeah, I mean, honestly, they can't afford to let. There's other big companies up for sale too that haven't quite been public that we've known about. And if Sony get any of those, it's not good for Microsoft. And hopefully Microsoft are carrying through with some of the things we've heard, but we don't know 100%. I kind of hinted at this a while back. But again, Fonz, why the fuck is a PS5 so big? Fuck!
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. So I saw it standing right next to the Series X console that, you know, people had it mocked up next to it. And I was sitting there going, oh no, how big is that? And I got my measuring tape out and I'm measuring my cabinet to make sure it'll fit. Like, I was like, will this thing even fit in here? And yes, it'll fit my cabinet, but damn, that sucker's big.
Your cabinet can fit 15 inches? Oh.
Yeah. I built my cabinet myself, and I made sure all the shelving was big and everything.
He made sure that he could stand up in it.
Yeah, well, Luca could stand up in my cabinet perfectly.
You know, Fonz and I are the same height.
Shout out to Luca, by the way.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, it's just a big, massive console. But you know what? I don't care what consoles look like, how big they are, or whatever.
Yeah.
As long as they, you know what? I do care how loud they are, though. Please, I hope this thing doesn't sound like my PS4 Pro.
Wilmy's
My
cracking
Pro
skulls in the
sounds so loud, man. So loud right now. And
Wait until
like,
Friday.
I can't wait to play The Last of Us 2, but I know that thing is going to be taken off out of my cabinet, dude. Or at least
It's just bouncing around, ding, 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 just flying around inside your entertainment center.
Oh my god, it's gonna be
Those
crazy.
angled vents that were lit up in blue are pretty cool looking, but
They are.
like when the console's like 45 degree or on its side or laying on its side, I'm a Fonz. I don't care what it looks like. I think the Xbox Series X is a little bit plain, but I still like it. I think the PS5 is a little bit weird looking, but I still like it.
I don't think it's weird at all. I love the look. I think it's amazing looking. However,
Station
when somebody
5.
rendered it in black, when somebody made a black version, it looked even better. It was incredible.
Yeah, the black and blue one that people render looked awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's the biggest, coolest router I've ever seen. But I don't know, man. Like it reminds me of it honestly reminds me like why it's so big of the Xbox One, the VCR edition. It's just big because of the heat. That's all. Like they were like Xbox was afraid of the overheat thing they got with 360, and we're just like, make it just this big, fuck it.
Hey,
and that's what they did.
I gotta give a shout out real quick.
problem.
I gotta give a shout out to Liam. Shout out to him. Fan of the Real Deal Xbox podcast. Gaming Super Snake, shout out to you with that Shelby over there. He says, just wanted to say how much we appreciate everything you guys do. My son loves the show. If possible, can you give Liam a shout out? Shout out to you, Liam, and thank you, Gaming Super Snake, for everything you do, man.
Awesome.
Wow.
And by the way, sorry we say fuck a lot.
Taylor!
Well, I mean,
This is real quick on the
What?
console. though.
I'm
the-
just
the
saying. D-Batch.
Messed up.
I like the design of the console, to be honest with you. I really liked it. The blue that's in the middle,
I
I
do too.
don't think it lights up. I think it's like a plastic blue.
Is
and
a highlight.
Yeah, it looks
probably.
like plastic.
lights up from the white, right? But yeah, so standing up, the console looks gorgeous to me. I like the look of it. It's futuristic. It matches the design of the controller. But when I saw that shit on its side, that just ruined it for me. That
Not
console-
me. Not me.
On the side, it just didn't look symmetrical. The top part, the top part that looks like I don't know what the fuck to even describe it, but
It's
just
kind of bent. Yeah, it's kind of bent.
it looks weird lying on its side,
Yeah.
man.
It's fine. It looks great. The console's awesome looking, I think. You know.
It's gonna stand
looks
right
alright.
next to my TV, right on the floor, right on the side. It's gonna
On
be
the floor?
same- Yeah, right on the floor,
Oh, my
right on the
gosh.
side,
Such
next
disrespect.
next to a portable AC that I'm gonna put right next to it,
man.
God damn.
because to help out the 5 fans.
So you're going to throw it out the window, run the HDMI into the indoors.
Speaking about the design of the console, though, a friend of mine brought it up to me, and he said, "Why does that thing only have one USB port?"
They couldn't afford to.
I think I saw.
Well, people are
God
worried.
damn it,
that
King.
people are worried about that because
They
of their
couldn't
headsets and
afford
stuff.
Bluetooth, man, come on.
No,
Everything
but
is gonna
a
be
lot of these
Bluetooth.
headsets need connection to the USB with the Bluetooth and stuff. Still,
But to charge,
there are a lot of
You're
the
gonna hook-
expensive
you're
headsets.
gonna hook it up to your controller, and then your controller is gonna wirelessly Bluetooth. I'm trying to give you.
I'm
something.
telling
trying
you,
to
no,
give
I'm
you
just
something.
saying what people are worried about.
This
right
motherfucker's
now,
talking about
and-
Bluetooth frequencies and shit. Let me give
would
a
be
shout
kind
out
of
to
a shame
Dante real quick. Dante
if it
in the
only had
chat.
one.
Shout out to Dante. He says almost 3,000 people watching live, the realest gaming podcast on the planet. I'm glad that's your opinion, buddy. Do appreciate it. He says shout out to the whole RDX crew. And of course, King David, appreciate what you guys do. Thank you so much, sir. We do appreciate it. Everyone doing the super chats, all the channel members, everyone who subscribes, everyone who supports, and does what you guys do. You make it what it is, guys. So
Definitely check out
Can
the
I-
Iron Lords podcast as well.
Oh,
Those
of
guys
course.
are great.
To
Of
say what
course.
Font was saying, what people should be worried about. People should be worried about backwards compatibility. Now, if you buy the all digital PlayStation 5, what happens to all your physical games? What's Sony
trade
gonna
in?
do in that situation? That's what I want to know the
It
most.
doesn't matter to me.
D-Batch,
I'll
why
throw
the
those
fuck
damn
is the
shits in the
PS5 so
trash.
big?
Ah, man, to keep that
Physical
shit.
discs nowadays.
It really
They
is.
don't
It
even
really
help.
is like I don't think it's gonna run as loud as I originally thought it would.
Oh, it's gonna. You could.
No, it's big enough, dude. This thing is a monster. It's
It's
a
got
tank,
an ice
dude.
pack
How
in
could-
that bitch.
I don't know how people say it like, oh, it looks super futuristic. It's like for me,
does.
futuristic and shit like that means like smaller, like sleeker. This is not small. It's
come
fucking
on.
giant. It's
Yo.
fucking huge.
When I
Kinda
saw
like
it
the
on
place
its
that
side,
Lecter lives
How are they
in,
going to respond it in Japan? Because they like their console small. That's why
Yeah.
Sony always had a small PlayStation.
Nah, I
And
think
this-
they can live inside the PS5. D. I think you need to really think about how big this thing is.
I'm
God damn it.
done.
I see.
Fucking put a down
This is
payment on
the
a
biggest,
house.
like the biggest console in modern history. You guys understand that?
PlayStation
King's
5.
talking about putting this thing outside his window so he don't have to hear it. You know,
I'm
guys
in
are
a
so
basket outside the
disrespectful.
window.
It is big though, guys. If you haven't seen now what I said when I saw the picture of it next to all the other systems was it's got a stand under it, and the other ones don't. So consider that. But it's like an inch taller than a PS3, or maybe 2 inch and a half, and it looks like it's wider than every console almost. It's like as wide as an Xbox One, but considerably taller. And this thing is going to be pretty damn heavy. And you got to remember that all that stuff goes towards the cost. And I just feel like they lost control of everything with this fucking thing. I don't.
It's definitely the Tower of Speed.
The Tower of what?
Speed.
The fat pipe.
Failed Powermancer.
Oh, did he just...
He says, to hell with all the digital PS5. I'm old. I like drives. That's good. That's good. They give you that option, man. You got to give them props for at least giving you the option.
Oh, and by the way, did you guys see Jim Ryan saying we're going to do like we always do, give people choices? Choosing his words carefully, people. That's what he said when they asked about the digital.
Always.
He's like, we're going to give people choices like we always do. Wait till that shit starts unraveling and PS and PlayStation games are on PC, giving us choices.
I like choices.
It's going to be great.
I do like choices.
I would have loved to play Days Gone at more than a rock solid 27 FPS.
27? You're being super generous. You mean
Hey, I like Days
930?
Gone. Come on.
I know you do, you damage controlling fuck. I was sitting there
I
watching a
love Days
slideshow.
Gone,
I was like, what the hell is
See,
this?
it goes both ways, Sony guys. If I say something good about Xbox, I'm damage controlling. If I say something good about Days Gone, I'm damage controlling. Fuck! I just can't win, Colt Eastwood. All right, Colt Eastwood.
Can't.
Okay.
I'm here. You
He's
can't win.
chewing toenails, all right?
yell.
Give him
I just yell.
You can win. You can
Shout out to Mad Hatter, Super Chat. Thank you so much, sir. I can't read all these, but Patrick Austin, he says, do you think Halo Infinite will offer a free-to-play mode? Yeah, I do think they will have a free-to-play mode. Also, AJ Harris, shout out to you, buddy. He says, my Sony insider told me that the PS5 will have a fat pipe. Just kidding. He says, my Sony insider told me that Halo Infinite campaign is only 4.5 hours long. Press X to be bored.
Come on.
Oh shit, it's that Gears 5 narrative again.
4.5.
Yeah, Master Chief, they removed the smoking port in Master Chief's helmet.
Do you remember somebody said, yeah, we're going to have fun beating Gears 5 in 5 hours? And then Rod Ferguson was like, good luck, bitch.
And then when it was confirmed like 20 hours or 15 hours long, they're like, well, why are you attacking me for saying it's anything other than 20 hours long? It's like, you guys said it was 4 hours. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I could play a game if it's 12 hours long and a really good game, great story and everything. I'm good with it. Even for $60, 12 hours is good for me. You know, it just depends on the game, you know.
And
if it's something with multiplayer though, it's not like one of those games.
It's even better,
yeah, that's a standalone game that's only 8 to 12 hours, and then that's it. You know, once and done. No.
Well, they love the Order 1886, and that was literally a 4-hour game. So
I love the look of that game. I love the look of that game.
Let me say something real quick. It's not in the topic, so I'm bringing it up. Somebody put it in chat. He's saying Sea of Thieves is killing it in Steam. They are. They had over 60,000 concurrent playing on Steam. The game's killing it. I played all weekend, and servers are filled like they always have been, but even more. It's great.
The servers
10 million a month
filled?
on Xbox, right?
Yeah, something like that. They had up to, I think Tim was saying it's getting close to 15 million.
Yeah,
that's
it's
good. Good for them.
ridiculous.
Yeah, the game's a complete success.
Eerie in the Super Chat, $30 Super Chat says, up the Xbox, boys. Not sure what that means, but we, I guess it means talk about Xbox more. I feel like we have been, but do appreciate it, buddy.
Big up the Xbox, big up the Xbox.
Oh, up there. Okay. See, we need King David here. Shit. We need King David here. You better be taking a nap every week, David. Shit. Look at him.
Baby nap.
Look at little baby ass nap so you can be on RDX.
That's two things King gets is naps and his food, man. That man eats, man. He eats well.
You see how my wife cooks?
Hey,
oh my God, I'm jealous.
If you like powerlifting and stuff like I do, then you'd be glad the PS5 is as big as it is. You know that bitch is gonna be at least 15 pounds or some shit.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Hey, not my fault. You guys are boring fucks. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and move forward. And I'm not talking about you, King, because you're the king. Okay. Look at this footage one more time, Colt Eastwood, and tell everyone how great it looks.
It's amazing. 720p.
720p.
Yo.
I don't remember what
All right,
Rise
just
is, but
scoot
I've been
back from your
watching
TV
it the whole
about
time.
20 feet, and it will look like 1080. There you go.
That was Digital Foundry. If you watch the game from your backyard through your back window, it looks like 4K.
It'll look just like the Pro.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is one of
eye.
those things that teraflops don't matter. If a developer applies themselves and makes a game look this way, if this is how they want their games to look, looks phenomenal. So why do you need extra resolution? Like, you can already do all the physics and lighting things you want with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So get the 60 frames in there. You have plenty of power. And the people that argue with us, they don't understand what kind of power is in these consoles. There's no reason why you can't have a nice dynamic resolution with great performance and all the
That's
visual niceties. And the
Hey,
game
shout out
has to be
to
great.
Kid Smooth. Gotta give a
What's
shout
up,
out to Kid Smooth.
Kid? What's up, kid?
Nice.
Every time I see Kid pop in a party, I'm like, "What? All right, Kid. What do you want to
You know what?
Yeah, I'm just worried he's going to throw a controller right now or something. You gotta
Nah,
watch out,
Kid's the
kid.
best, but
Well, something.
I don't. There's certain people that I never see them on social media. I never see what their wiseacre things they have to say until Kid Smooth calls them out, and I'm like, oh, you reminded me that guy's still around, still trying to.
That guy's still around, and holy shit, he still sucks." Bounty Boom says, "Damn, why didn't I get the notification? I missed part of the show." That's the beauty of it. It'll be up on the rerun if you want to go back and check that out. You know, do appreciate it though, Bounty Boom. Do appreciate it. You're always contributing. As well as we've got Mariano. Shout out to you, buddy. He says, "When do you guys think Xbox will actually announce the date for their July event?" Shout out to the King David. Hashtag take all them knees.
I know when they're going to announce this.
All right. Well,
Well, I have a feeling.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what are you, fucking David Hasselhoff? All right, we're gonna go ahead.
No. I'm David Blaine here.
All right. Well, let's keep
At least
David Blaine's
Hasselhoff
magic tricks
never
to himself for
predicted
now.
anything.
I do want to say the June stuff, as I covered in one of my last videos. I said that, hey, this is because I said towards the middle of the video, maybe the back half, this is going to be press events. This is going to be some kind of small videos. It's going to be something. It's not like an event like Inside Xbox is what we're hearing. And it turns out the next day they announced like, okay, we're doing interviews with developers about Series X. That is our June kind of thing that's happening. And it's all focused around the hardware and stuff. I might cover some of that coming up. But the June stuff is more of a smaller thing, as I had said right before they actually announced it the next day. And then the July stuff, again, we have an idea of where that's going to be. I talked to somebody about that today and someone about that last night. And we just can't say nothing yet. But be excited because it's finally time to get hyped about some gorgeous looking games, man. And I should be able to get them shits early and review them too. So I've been contacted by them, and we'll be able to get some early reviews on stuff too. So that's really cool. But yeah, you know, I think that's I just had the urge to end the show right now. So again, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end the show. Shout out to 3,000 people joining us live tonight, guys. You guys are the best chat in the universe. Hit the like button, share it out for us. Tell a buddy or two. As big as this show is and the channel and all that stuff, it's a fraction of all of those people you see watching those Xbox events and stuff. So let a buddy know. It really helps more than you know. Share it out. And of course, put it on reset era so I can live at everything we say. We love it. And again, guys,
we were just talking about that, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you gotta
like
love it.
we're just a tiny fraction. We're insignificant in this whole large community space. I mean, this community is massive. The gaming community is so big, and sometimes we forget about that. Like we look at all the people that we see on social media, and we think this is it. This 10,000 people that we see around here all the time. That's 100. It, and it's not, dude.
Yeah.
It's
so hit that like button, guys. We do
there.
appreciate it. You guys are the best. The Patreon and stuff. You want to join the Patreon? That updates around the 5th of every month. You want to join the channel? Hit the join button. I'll wait around see if anybody hits that button so I can give them a shout out because I feel bad. And of course, phenomenal chat again. We can't say it enough. I think this is probably a new record for. I think in general, maybe
it is.
Is it okay? So,
hey, King Scotto, you can play Xbox Series X exclusives like this holiday. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 years. So. Enjoy it, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, King's Gelato.
Oh God!
I don't think I pronounced that correctly.
I don't know. I barely.
What were you saying?
And it was great honestly, it's great to have King here too. King's always a blast to have on the show, man. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, we got to end the show so King can go take his fucking. He says a little fiber, his fiber
so I can go to work tonight.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got to work too soon.
Got to get back
By the
to
way,
sleep.
King, I was waiting outside the convention center in LA this morning for you for E3, and you never showed up.
What the hell?
He stood your ass up. That's why.
I'm still in New York. What the hell?
Yeah.
Nano Polyman says you're all huge to me. Thank you much. Thank you so much, sir. Do appreciate it. Awesome. Nano's always there as well.
Just remember, 15 inches is huge. That's new standard.
It can be. That's 3 Fonzarellis. So let's do some shout outs again. Cold Eastwood, man, what have you been playing? And again, give the chat a nice hi, Colt, and tell them what you've been playing. Where they can find you.
Yeah, chat. Thank you so much. You guys really fill in all the extra entertainment of talking on the show and everything. It's great. I've been playing Ratchet and Clank on PS4 and still been playing through Red Dead Redemption 2 on Xbox. And I'm ready. I'm ready for
prepping yourself for that 30 FPS Ratchet and Clank 2020 or?
Yeah, I mean that game's pretty cool. And it's just 60s is so much better, but We already
Yeah.
talked about that. You can find me at Xbox and Twitter at Cold Eastwood. And thanks for having me on your show, Dealer. Appreciate it.
Um,
Thanks so much.
Shout out to Lethal and Obi as well, cracking skulls in the chat and managing to keep a chat this big under control. They do a phenomenal job as well, and Wilmy too was crushing some people. Shout out to Noof Nukem as well. I think you're doing your show out to this show, so check out Noof's channel. And of course, we gotta have Noof on again at some point. It's been a minute. It's really hard because people will see a show and be like, man, I've never been invited on, even though I've never been on their show or even spoken to it before, and they take it offensively. And I'm not talking about Noof at all. I'm talking about random people. I've seen this around, not even about this show, but others. And I'm like, well, have you hung out with those people? Have you talked to them? Like, have you even reached out? Like, do you just expect a random invite? Like, what's the deal? So again, like, we always have guests lined up, and it's one of those things where All Might just sent me a message on Patreon or get an email about this. It's one of those things where we just try to manage it, and we've always got a full stacked lineup or a guest in mind or somebody who might come on or is coming on, and it's very hard to find a slot where we're like, yeah, I think this person could add the chemistry we want with these topics, right? So there's a reason I think a lot of people tune in. It's the chemistry and how things work. Same as Iron Lords. A lot of chemistry and the jokes, right? So
yes.
Again, big shout out to everybody. Assassin Lupa in the if this thing would go away, fuck. All right, Assassin Lupa in the super chat says, you guys are fantastic. RDX rocks. Thank you so much. But yeah, in general, guys, just because we don't send an invite or anything like that, it's nothing to do with anything. It's just we got a lot on our plate, and just to manage what we have is very hard. Again, we're doing stuff that ain't been done in this community, and it's because of you guys. So thank you for what you do. 2,300 just sitting here listening to me fucking babble. So D-Batch, where you been, buddy, and where can people find you?
I'm at home. You guys can find me.
Where can people find you? Not at your house, D. Don't give them that address.
But you can find me at Twitter at D_batch. Of course, at YouTube at DEEBATCH. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a favor. If you haven't subbed already, sub to the channel. I think I'm like 120
Share your link.
away from 10K. So let me reach that.
Hey, everybody, let's get D-Batch up to 10,000 subscribers. He makes good stuff, man.
Go.
And I'd appreciate it. And it was a great show. Thanks for coming on, King. Actually, after the show, I'm going to fire up Grounded and see what it's all about.
Ooh, sweet.
Wow, getting a little taste of that greatness on Xbox.
Little bug snacks for Xbox.
The original.
Hey, shout out to Shoguns as well.
Fuck.
Shoguns is breaking. Oh my god, I didn't even read that, dude.
Oh, come on.
Shoguns is savage as fuck. Shout out to Shoguns.
God.
Sorry, buddy. I can't read it. Don't really feel like even talking
You know
about
what?
these people.
Congrats to their new family. That's all I got to say.
All right, we're fucking Shoguns. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Again, everyone subscribe to D-Batch. He's putting the link in the chat. All right, let's get him up to 10,000. And also, we've also got King David. Man, what have you been doing? Where you been playing? And where can people find you, bud?
Man, thank you. I'm so happy to have, been able to get here. I swear, I said I was telling Dealer, I'm always talking to him in the background. He's like, yo, you come on.
Wiener hands.
I'm definitely coming. I was like, you know what? We usually do it around E3 time, and this is E3 time, right? And we're here.
Close enough, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I want to talk when we so hyped. We got all that information, and PlayStation did a really good show for me. I really thought they did a really good show. They showed the consoles. Something that I thought they put their foot forward, so that was a good thing. And the games look good. I saw some games that I wanted to buy, but right now, shout out to Phil Dominus, Maximus Spencer, soon to be Aurelius. I'm on Game Pass right now playing No Man: The Complete Sky. Woo! Y'all beta tested, and I got it for free. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much.
Oh man, I could try that out now. Nice.
Yes. Yo, you'll have so much fun, Fonz.
Yeah,
and when you're playing on the X, it's at a better frame rate and a better resolution. It's incredible.
It's got a frame rate mode on it. So good.
Yeah, and I'm also playing Need for Speed Heat. Canceled my EA Access subscription, so I'm definitely going to finish up with those guys strong. You can find me at lordsofgaming.net, where KOS, King of the Statues, goes up weekly. Also, Iron Lords podcast Sundays at 1 p.m. Twitter, King David OTW. Same on Xbox and on PlayStation Network. It's Xbox 360 Lover 01. I'm not trolling you. Add me. I have no friends.
All right. Well, I think that name scared
No
all of
friend.
them away. That's why. Hey, by the way, All Might and the patron, I think I might do this. I'll answer a few patron questions at the end of each show for the patrons that DM me on Patreon. He says, All Might says, do you think we'll see anything Fable in July? Yes, I do. And actually, that was supposed to be shown sooner. That all that stuff got moved around.
Fable's not real.
Oh God. Yeah. Fable's definitely getting shown in July, and we will see it. We've also got Luke Lyon. Thank you so much for coming on the channel, my brother. Do appreciate it. We've also got the Grounded Gamer, aka the guy making videos. Finally, how you been?
Man, yeah, isn't it cool? Like, yeah, I'm
I don't
doing
know.
good,
Is
and
it
I
cool,
started
Franz?
making videos again. And I started actually making even more videos than I've ever made, honestly. And so, if you haven't subbed to my channel, go check out my channel. I'm doing a lot of content there now. Trying to anyway. You work a full-time job, got a family, so you know it's hard for me, but I'm trying. I'm trying here. So check out my channel, do the gaming stuff. And that's at the Grounded Gamer here on YouTube. And you can find me at Twitter at jfonzarelli. And also, I don't give this out enough. And a lot of people, I got a DM today saying, hey, what's your Xbox and PlayStation gamer tags? And I was like, it's Fonzarelli on both, double R, double L's, and an I at the end. Fonzarelli, you can find me over there on both consoles. So yeah.
Broderelli.
That's it though. Yeah, it's good to be making videos. So I want to thank everybody who does watch them. Thank you, because I know a lot of you guys do. So
Click on that link I just put in the
appreciate
chat. Everyone in the chat. We got thousands of people in the chat still. D-Batch is at 9.9K. Let's get this motherfucker up to 10K, all right?
Yep.
He said everyone who subscribes today gets a foot job for free.
Taylor!
and barbecue sauce as well.
So, I'll put this in the chat in the comments as well. But in the live chat right now, click on that link. And for $5,000, we can heal this boy. Hey, Zalker, what have you been up to, buddy? And where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Zalker87 and YouTube Zalker87 and in your recommends like always. Yeah, I don't know. I've actually been playing a shit ton of Sea of Thieves, a shit ton of Last of Us. That game is freaking insane. I'm playing the remaster for the first time. I don't even know what happens at the end. Not spoiled, so I'm enjoying that story. Been playing Minecraft Dungeons on the hardest difficulty. That game's insane. I really enjoy it. Yeah, chat, you guys are awesome. Everybody in the panel is awesome. King David, you're the man, dude. Honestly, every time you're on, it just feels natural, bro. It feels natural, like he was saying. It's just all, meshing well together with the group. So everybody in chat, thanks for watching. And yeah, D-Batch's feet work magic. I'm just going to throw that out there.
You got corns and shit on him, though. So if you don't like corns, you might want to. He's just here in the background laughing for like the bathroom. But D-Batch is one of my best buddies, man, and I wish the motherfucker learned how to get an Xbox party. Anyway, so I think that's everyone. Me, I've been playing Rise, Son of Rome. I've been playing BioShock Infinite, and honestly, I've been doing a lot of different stuff over the past week, out riding a lot, and just kind of getting out and kind of hitting weights pretty hard. Getting back to myself, as you've been seeing the last couple of videos. Yeah, they're PlayStation videos, but at the end of the day, I give it from an Xbox guy's perspective and make a few fun jokes at it. So, don't ever look at one of my PS5 videos and assume that I'm just like praising the PS5. Like, I'm trying to call it down the middle while also having a little bit of fun, while also reminding people that, hey, it's not as powerful as the Series X. Have fun. But, it is.
I mean, it's kind of nice to see a PlayStation content actually edited.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to actually get a PlayStation video that's edited and actually has effort in it, and I guess the Xbox guys will have to do it for them. So if you haven't checked out my last video, check it out. And even if we disagree on something like Sony Showcase, that's 100% fine. There's no other reason us saying anything other than what we actually think.
That is true. We all do edit a lot here on this panel when we make videos.
Yeah,
so,
and there's a lot of effort,
put in the effort.
and a little bit of charisma in the voice. It's weird how certain people just still haven't learned anything, and
it's as if we enjoy the hobby.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know.
exactly. We enjoy making these videos.
But again, guys, 3,000 a night. Thank you for what you do. Hit that like button if you haven't. Share it out. Subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Check out the links down below. Patrons. I think I'm going to start answering patron questions in my DMs on Patreon at the end of each show to kind of do something else for the patrons. I don't interact enough, and again, that's partly because I've been going through a lot lately, and I'm coming out of all that bullshit. So, again, thank you guys for what you do, and thanks for rocking out with us. We're out.
Peace.
Everybody.
See ya.
Later.
Colts of
Finish
fraud.
him, Killer Phil.
Hey, sometimes you want to end the show, and the little hand doesn't pop over the button, and it's just not ending. So you have to slowly talk.
So good to see you guys
Hit the
tonight. Thanks
button.
for coming by.
Here, I'm gonna
We'll
refresh.
just, talk to you while we're
Hang
still
on a
on.
second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold East, what
Go
do you
follow
want
the
to
Iron Lords podcast.
Cold East, what do you want to tell them a
Bunch of
story?
guys.
Yeah.
While we're... Okay, go ahead.
A lot of people don't
All
know
right, go ahead and
this,
shut the
but
fuck up. It's working. All right, see you guys later.
Bye.